Welcome to the Maximize Business Value podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Mastery Partners, where our mission is to equip business owners to maximize business value so they can transition their business on their terms. Our mission was born from the lessons we've learned from over 100 business transactions, which fuels our desire to share our experiences and wisdom so you can succeed. Now here's your host, CEO Mastery Partners, Tom Bronson.
Hi, this is Tom Bronson, and welcome to Maximize Business Value, a podcast for business owners who are passionate about building long-term sustainable value in your business. Every business on the planet will eventually transition. Wouldn't it be better if you transition your business by design rather than default? You know, we never know when things are going to happen, right? And so we're all about teaching business owners how to design their ideal dream exit. So if you're a business owner who really wants to maximize the value of your business and eventually exit, you found the right place. This episode is part of our series from my latest book, Maximize Business Value Playbook, 65 Specific Actions to Dramatically Increase the Value of Your Business. And today, we're on chapter 33, Implement Incentive Plans at Most Levels. You know, it's almost always a great idea to put incentive plans in place at every level in the organization. Most companies have incentive plans in place for sales and for management, but not throughout the rest of the organization. I totally get that because it's hard to develop a good incentive plan, one that really drives the results at all levels in the organization. Now, however, businesses that find a way to provide incentives to achieve results in every functional area drive greater results and ultimately higher value for the business. So it's important that incentives be tied to results and not become some sort of entitlement that's really not tied to specific targets. Now, the best way to do this is to determine the most important objectives for each job, each function in the organization, objectives that drive higher value of the business. Then tie the incentives to those objectives. And there should always be a profitability component. It doesn't make a lot of sense to pay incentives if the business is unprofitable. So the objectives should have some sort of an earnings component. Incentives don't have to be monetary either. There are all sorts of creative ways to provide incentives to employees. I've used parties, lunch trips to bowling alleys, and even a dunking booth on a rather cold day in Chicago, much to my chagrin, as incentives to achieve team targets. Studies show that most employees are not money motivated. So find out what motivates your team and use that as an incentive. Get clear about your objectives and the levers that drive value so you can use them to put incentive plans in place. My MBV actions this week: develop an incentive plan at all levels in the organization. Really take time to think about that. Number 2, evaluate and select incentives to motivate employees and drive the results that you're looking for. And number 3, if you're ready to offer incentives but really don't know where to start, reach out to us and we'll point you in the right direction. Well, that wraps up part 4 of the book. Next week, we start on part 5, and we start talking about operations. This is the Maximize Business Value podcast, where we give practical advice to business owners on how to build long-term sustainable value in your business. If this is the first time you found our podcast, then I invite you to go and look for almost 200 more episodes packed with valuable information just waiting to be downloaded wherever you found this podcast. So go download them from your favorite podcast platform today. Also, if you're listening to this episode and it's when it came out in early 2024, Be sure to register for the upcoming Business Transition Summit coming up on May 7th at the Schwab headquarters facility in Westlake, Texas. You really don't want to miss this opportunity to network with like-minded business owners and work on your business rather than in your business. Register today at businesstransitionsummit.com. Until next time, I'm Tom Bronson, reminding you to pick one thing, just one thing, to dramatically improve the value of your business, and do it today while you maximize business value.
Thank you for tuning into the Maximize Business Value podcast with Tom Bronson. This podcast is brought to you by Mastery Partners, where our mission is to equip business owners to maximize business value so they can transition on their terms. Learn more on how to build long-term sustainable business value and get free value-building tools by visiting our website, www.masterypartners.com. That's master with a Y, masterypartners.com. Check it out.
That was perfect. I wouldn't make any changes on that.